Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'll be teaching you how to make a really cute bow tie for your bunny. And I'll also be teaching you how to make a scarf version as well. You can honestly use these bow ties for your pet dogs and cats as long as you adjust to their size. So let's get into the video. You'll need any type of fabric of your choice. Next, you'll need some Velcro. Make sure it says sewing on it. You may also need some pins, a ruler and some measuring tape, as well as iron-on fabric, so make sure you have an iron as well. You'll definitely need a sewing machine. You'll also need some thread. You'll need a hot glue gun as well. Last but not least, you'll need scissors and a pen. We will need to firstly get our measuring tape and measure a bunny's neck. Keep in mind the bunnies need to breathe, so make sure it's not too tight. Another method you can use is using a string and a ruler. Just wrap the string around the neck and measure the string afterwards. For the next step, we will get our chosen fabric for the color. Then we'll use a ruler and draw two outlines of a rectangle. The result of my measurement in length was 22 centimeters, but I added 4 more centimeters for the Velcro. So in total it should be 26 centimeters. And for the width I only did 2.5 centimeters because I didn't want my collar to be too thick. After outlining, we will need to cut the outline. Cutting, you will need your iron-on fabric and draw one rectangle half the size. When I mean half the size, I mean a thinner version. Then you will need to cut it out so you can place it in the middle of one of the other rectangles, like so. Then you'll need to iron onto the fabric. The next part can be confusing, so follow carefully. You will need to thread up your sewing machine. Then grab your two rectangles and place them back to back on the wrong side out. So one side will have the iron-on white line facing outward and the other side will just have a plain side. Then you will carefully sew the edges, but leaving a gap in the middle on one side so you have room to flip it inside out later. After sewing, you can carefully flip it inside out. We will now work on the bow. We will cut another rectangle, but it will be much more thicker. Mine is around 8 centimeters for the width, and for the length, roughly around 12 centimeters. Now we will cut a smaller rectangle. I used 2 centimeters for the width and for the length 4 centimeters. Now as you can see, I flipped my fabric to the wrong side and folded it in half, then stitched the open end. Once you finish stitching, start to flip the rectangle inside out carefully. Next, you'll need to fold the rectangle sides inwards. It all depends on how long you want your bow tie to be. You will now need your glue gun, so you can glue down the side fold. Be careful because the glue guns are extremely hot. After gluing the sides, start to shape the bow and prepare to glue the smaller rectangle in the middle. Start to apply glue gun on the middle of the bow and slowly wrap the small rectangle around it. Now moving back to our collar, letting our bow tie dry, we will need to stitch the open gap which we used to flip it inside out earlier. Now we will just need to glue the bow tie to the collar in the middle. Finally, we will need to add the Velcro. I only cutted 3 centimeters worth of Velcro before sewing the Velcro on. Make sure you understand the positioning. On one end it will have a rough spiky feeling, and the other end will have a more softer feeling, and it must be placed on top of each other to secure the collar. Once you understand the positioning, you can start to sew your Velcro on. For the scarf, you need to do all the steps 1 to 6. Then you'll need to cut the shape of the bib. The shape isn't completely a triangle. It has a sort of curve to it. You could do any size you want honestly, but the width of my bib was probably 13 centimeters. Make sure you cut 2 triangles because you will need to sew it together then flip it inside out. Once you're done doing that, all you need to do is sew it onto the middle of the collar. To make it flop to one side more, just iron it down or make a little stitch. There we have it, our cute scarf and bow tie for our furry friends. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Bye!